Ladies and gentlemen, let's take you up to Joe Martinez for a special message.
Ladies and gentlemen, before we get on with our main event tonight, we ask that you please join us for a moment of silence as we pay tribute to a former world champion, Matthew Saad Muhammad, who passed away recently at the age of 59. He captured the crown in 1979. It was a WBC light heavyweight title and carried it through 1981, defending his title 8 times. Inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame in 1998, we now pay tribute to him with boxing's memorial 10 count. Thank you, and may he rest in peace.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for our main event. And what a main event it is. We've been anticipating this one for a long time, Dave. And 12 rounds for the WBC Silver Featherweight title. It's really a must-win situation as we take at the numbers, Dave.
That's right, Jim. Quite an interesting matchup. Alvarado, 9 years younger than Juarez. A little bit of a height advantage. This is something that Rocky Juarez has had to go against his whole career, and it's been a detriment. So he's battling youth, height, and reach. He's trying to do it with moxie. So that's the tail of the tape and the big matchup shown there. All right, so they're retaping Alvarado's gloves, so we have a little bit of a delay here. This has to be done up to snuff. They take a look in the dressing rooms. They have opposing corner people there to watch it done. And sometimes you get a snafu just before you go in the ring. So they're going to do that and take care of it now. And while we've got a second, just wanted to add to the tribute to Matthew Saad Muhammad. Excitement personified in the 1980s, and quite a gentleman as well. He had a light heavyweight title when there were only 2 organizations. So you really had to be at the top of your game to hold a title at that time.
We are looking at the looks we got a lot of action coming your way. July 12th, in Las Vegas. Dave, this should be an unbelievable fight between Canelo Alvarez and Lara.
It really will be. Canelo Alvarez on a hot streak. Learned a lot from the Mayweather fight. Had a real good outing his last time. He's a superstar all over the world. The promoter, he's got it all going on right now. And Lara will be trained by Ronnie Shields, who we're seeing tonight. So that's going to be quite an interesting battle. I'm looking forward to being out there for that.
Your legend in the Vegas. Folks, coming up next, don't forget Fox Sports Live coming your way as they bring you the latest news and highlights from a full day of NHL playoffs, NBA playoffs, and Major League Baseball. Fox Sports Live is right after the fight on Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Alvarez getting some glove maintenance. Alvarez nicknamed Gemelo, which means twin in Spanish, I was informed. My Spanish is not so bueno.
Hey, you're doing quite all right. And Canelo is, we're looking forward to that fight in July.
Hey, you guys, and just a reminder that we are on Twitter using the handle Golden Boy Boxing. Also, use the hashtag Golden Boy Live to talk about tonight's fights. Now, we did get a chance to hang out with all of the servicemen and women here today. We've got some behind-the-scenes photos of that up on our Twitter as well, so check that out. Follow us at Golden Boy Boxing and join in on the conversation. Hashtag Golden Boy Live.
This is a highly unusual thing to happen just before the fight. If there's a snafu, it's usually occurring in the dressing room, and you're advised about it, so you don't have to come out here and then have a little bit too much time, as Rocky Juarez does here. And depending on how you handle idle periods, this could be a real disadvantage. If you're on the other side of it and you're Alvarado, well, at least your mind is on your taping and making sure that that's right. If you're Rocky Juarez, it's, come on, let's go.
But the good thing about Rocky, he's 34 years old. He's been around the block before. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start this championship matchup momentarily as we continue to fix the champ's glove. We'll be back with our main event in just 1 minute. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go up to Joe Martinez and the introductions of our main event.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, live on Fox Sports 1 and Fox Deportes from the U.S. Army base of Fort Bliss, El Paso, Texas. This is the main event of the evening. 12 rounds scheduled for the WBC Silver Featherweight Championship of the World. Sanctioned by the WBC with supervisor in attendance, Bismarck Morales. This bout is presented by Oscar de la Hoya's Golden Boy Promotions with our sponsors Corona Extra, La Cerveza Más Fina, and O'Reilly Auto Parts, better prices every day. The three judges scoring this bout at ringside of the 10-point must system: Miguel Acuna, Jesse Reyes, and Raul Valencia. And with the bell rings, your referee in charge of the action, the third man inside the ring, Steve Smoger. And now, fight fans, the judges are ready and the fighters are ready. Soldiers, make some noise if you are ready! Introducing to you first, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the colors of Mexico and the USA. He weighed an officially 125 1/4 pounds and brings a veteran professional record that stands at 29 victories with 21 knockouts, 10 defeats, and 1 draw. He is a 1996 U.S. Olympic silver medalist from Houston, Texas. Here is Rocky Juarez. And his opponent across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing blue trimmed in white, weighed in 126 1/2 pounds. His professional record is outstanding with 20 victories, just 2 defeats, 14 wins, coming by way of knockout, presentando el hijo de Managua, Nicaragua, Rene Alvarado.
Caballeros, entiendan las reglas. Tocan la mano, suerte.
All right, so we're set.
Finally.
Yeah, you know, you wonder if superstition's going to come into play as you look at Alvarado. Hey, that's a bad omen. I was ready to go, and then there's something wrong with the gloves. And if you're Rocky Juarez, I was so ready to go, now I had to wait. On the other hand, they're veteran fighters, and they might just shrug it off.
Referee calls for the bell. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Again, the WBC silver featherweight title is at stake. Both men looking for Johnny Gonzalez.
And they really are. Gonzalez the champion in that division, and that's why the biggest risk in taking the fight in terms of the rankings was for Alvarado, because he was in that optional opponent phase where he could be selected as an opponent for the champion. Juarez has the most to gain here, and of course for Alvarado, he gets paid and he's on TV.
The champion reeling there momentarily, now fighting back against Rocky Juarez. His given name is Rocky on his birth certificate. It's not a boxing name.
And he's lived up to it because he's had a good in-close fighting style. He's been so close to a lot of major things. He gets nailed there, and his problem was that you know, the height and reach differential has hurt him. He gets nailed coming in.
And he has that again tonight, as you mentioned, in the tail of the tape. Jamel. Folks, Jessica Rosales is standing by. She may be able to resolve some of this glove mystery.
Yeah, guys, so what happened before is that Juarez's tape on his gloves was just a little bit too far up, and speaking to the supervisor, he said his inspector should have caught that in the back in the locker rooms, but he just may have overseen it. The supervisor saw it as he walked into the ring, had him take the tape off, put it back to how it was supposed to be, and doesn't expect any other problems tonight.
Thank you, Jessica. Good reporting. Got the answer now, Dave.
You got to have about that with the inspectors, and you know, there have been some major fights over the years in which you know, the problem of you know, padding coming out of gloves, etc. That's why they do the double checking. And in this case, nothing wrong with one more.
Alvarado pressing the issue here in defense of his championship, showing a great deal of aggression in counterpunching. He's got that reach advantage, and he's using it with his left hand.
He's landing some stinging punches, Jim, on the outside, doing a nice job with that. Juarez likes to camp himself right on your doorstep and go to work.
Nice right hand by Alvarez. Rocky's got that great left hook. Keep our eye out for that.
And what Alvarado wants to do is make Juarez pay for the comfort of being in front of him. The style Juarez wants is to be there, set up shop, and go to work. Alvarado wants to make him pay for the privilege.
Very competitive first round in our main event. Very competitive, very aggressive by both men.
Rated M for mature.
The Nazis rule the world now.
Well, then I'll find the resistance. I'll find them and I'll help them fight.
We will rise up and take down the Nazis. Laskovich, can you hear me? What's your status?
Well, I'm on the moon.
Tonight's CompuBox stats, folks. A very competitive fight here. A lot of information to process, Dave. No doubt about that as we begin the second round in this championship matchup. The WBC Silver Featherweight title. Tonight's CompuBox stats are brought to you by ThrowdownFantasy.com. Draft fighters, track stats, and win.
You take a look at them, they both landed about the same. Alvarado throwing more. He was outside and had better punching position. Now, in that kind of a number situation, Alvarado would win the round, most likely just because of the volume, with the other stats being even.
Alvarado told us yesterday he wanted to stay outside, use his reach when he could, but attack Rocky's body relentlessly.
And you wonder, is that a contradiction when he says that? No, if he sits outside and waits for Rocky to come to him, which Rocky Juarez will do. So he can attack the body from the safety of being outside of the danger range.
Alvarado making his first fight ever in the United States. It's here in Fort Bliss, a very potentially and theoretically a hostile environment, if you will, but the USA atmosphere has not affected apparently Alvarado just yet.
Really doing a nice job so far as he's fighting on the road, coming from
good. Rocky got a right hand in. Let's see what kind of effect it has. Alvarado, and he's controlling Juarez in the ropes.
Alvarado's got a short memory about that right hand hitting him. He was shaking for a second, then went right back to work.
Great resiliency by Alvarado from Managua, Nicaragua. Always wanted to fight in America. He's getting his wish tonight on Memorial Night. Folks, we're excited about going to Boston on Thursday, June 5th. Gonzalez versus Farmer. Thursday night, June 5th. That's House of Blues You tore up the House of Blues a couple of times, I've heard.
Yeah, I didn't know that I was going to get outside the building, but I guess it did. That's quite a place.
Juarez got a good right hand in early. We'll get more. I know that we've talked about his left hand, his left hook, which can be lethal. Juarez says he's going to win or he's going home. The 34-year-old trying to battle back in. Good body shot. Rocky Juarez has got to get a sense of urgency on the offense.
You need it.
Juarez's best punch of the fight was right here in round 2, behind the jab, the good straight right hand. He got a nice angle and scored. It's an unusual spot for him. He's usually in tighter when he lands his good shots.
But as you mentioned, Alvarez had a short memory, came right back with more offense, and thus far Juarez is having issues sustaining offense. He's hitting a couple of shots, but he's not being able to. No. What are we doing here? We got another delay.
This is on the glove, sliding off here. Well, Steve Smoger was right on top of it. I've never seen anybody penalized for excessive problems with that, but this is a couple times already.
Juarez got a good left jab in. He may want to use that more, but in any event, again, Juarez finds himself on the ropes and having to fight out of the ropes.
Alvarado is showing that he's a strong fighter. He's on the outside and he's jabbing his way in. That's the important thing when you're in against a Juarez-type style. Don't just wade in. Jab your way in and then unload some power punches.
Champion Alvarado is only 25. 20-2 record and a good body shot to the left side by Rocky Juarez in the red, white, and blue.
He's getting hit with some shots that could create some swelling around that left eye. These are jabs and right hands landing right on that eye area for Rocky Juarez, and that may become a problem.
This one's scheduled for 12 rounds. WBC silver featherweight title is on the line here live tonight from Fort Bliss, Texas. Thanks for inviting us into your homes. Hope you've had a great Memorial Day wherever you're watching. Alvarado likes to work that jab, and he's got the advantage reach-wise, and comes to it, follows with the right hand.
And you have to like how he maintains his leverage. Okay, the jab, the right hand, he's in position right after those punches. He doesn't lunge, and he doesn't take too much. He's on the outside. This is the jab. I take that, go to the body. Juarez has to find a way to get inside and score first with his jab, which he's trying to do.
Rocky's 34 years old. How do you rate his stamina thus far?
Well, he's showing a little fatigue from being overpowered so far. He's a little bit beleaguered. As we said at the top, he took on a tough test, and Alvarado has been all that so far.
One would think the close-in fighting might help Juarez a little bit. And right now, I think that the champion Alvarado has established his dominance. Can he maintain it? We are back live, ladies and gentlemen. And here in Fort Bliss, the WBC silver featherweight title on the line. The man in the black and white tights, Rene Alvarado, defending against the veteran Rocky Juarez in the red, white, and blue. How appropriate is that?
Perfect colors for the perfect day. And, you know, I didn't want to jam this in at the end of the last round. I wanted to give it some credence. You're talking about what Rocky Juarez has to do. First of all, as you take a look at the numbers there in favor of Alvarado, wide margin thrown and low percentage. But for Juarez being the smaller fighter, you bob and weave, you get inside, you slip the jab, you make yourself a smaller target, and then you get inside and do your work and get out. So you bob, weave, and leave.
Let's not forget that Juarez has 21 knockouts in his career of his 29 victories. You mentioned in the meeting yesterday, he reminded us of he's the Minnesota Vikings and the Buffalo Bills of boxing.
Yeah, he's had so many chances to get to the big one and then not get over the top. He's had several chances, and one of his memorable encounters was the first of 2 fights against Marco Antonio Barrera. It was initially labeled a draw, and then several minutes later they came into his locker room and said, oh, we were wrong on something. 1 point was off and you lost. So he got the disheartening news in the dressing room. And he said not only that, his friends of his had been out in the stands making a bet. He said the guy thought he lost, so he paid the guy $500. Then he had to take the $500 back.
They finally got it settled, and that was an unsettling left hook by Alvarez just moments ago. Alvarez longer, obviously stronger. We know the age. He's 25. So you got to wonder here in the waning moments of the 4th round if the 34-year-old Rocky Juarez can generate some offense and stay in this fight to get back, as he says, relevant to try to become the world champion, his ultimate goal.
It's been an uphill battle for him, as Alvarado has been strong on the outside. And Alvarado is showing so far for him the wisdom in taking this fight. Juarez had lost a lot of fights in recent times, scored a victory in 2012 in October, and then had another big, long layoff. As far as going against a guy like this, it's the perfect time to fight Rocky Juarez.
Alvarado's power very evident as Rocky on the inside connected with the right hand. Alvarez slamming the body as he said he wanted to. He wanted to punish Juarez's body in this fight. This broadcast of Golden Boy on Fox is brought to you by Corona Extra, La Cerveza Mosquina, and O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Team Juarez is a veteran team, Dave.
And he's got a lot of very good people around him, and they can't tell him something he doesn't know. He's got to try and do what we talked about. It's just so much harder to execute. A lot easier to say it. He knows what he has to do. It's just very hard against a talented Alvarado.
Alvarado's team from Nicaragua motivating their champion, their fighter, the young man that a lot of folks have their eye on. I think he's got an amazing future at 25. They call him Gemelo, which means twin in Spanish. He has a twin brother that is a flyweight.
Well, he's done a nice job in hostile territory so far. Now, we'll see if Juarez adjusts. Remember, he'll be trying to get inside the jab and then trying to go to work, which Alvarado knows. But for Juarez, get inside and take every chance to fire a hook to the body. Throw it with impunity. Hope you get a dividend later.
Hard shots by Juarez, but seemingly to no avail thus far. As Alvarado's got great stamina. He came into this fight in amazing condition. And you know, we talked to Rocky. He didn't get in the sun in this camp. He was ready to go. Kept his weight solid.
He looked like he was in perfect condition, and he's had a lot of time to think about whether he wanted to give it another go, because it's been a long time. He had other offers and didn't like the conditions that they were presented for him, so he waited and then takes his chance here. He wants to be slipping the jab before he gets inside, and body shots like that one by Alvarado won't help him. That was a nice right hand by Juarez as he gets in close.
Good Juarez, good, exactly, a dominating right hand. Like you said, he camps on the front porch. Waits for her to walk out the door. But look at Alvarado showing courage.
And regardless of how that exchange occurs, JR, on the inside, Juarez will take that matchup all night. It's his best chance. In tight, even if he gets outslugged, it's his only opportunity. From the outside, he'll just get eaten alive.
Good left jab by Rocky, then a combination. Juarez seems to have gained somewhat of a second wind, if you will, a little rejuvenation in this fifth round.
We're seeing a measure of confidence for him. Still gets clocked on the way in, but landed a good right hand, and Alvarado has shown his first signs of wear in terms of the stamina department. Question is if Juarez can take advantage of that.
Rocky has said he stayed in the gym, he's trained, he stayed as sharp as he could during his layoff. And I got to think that the momentum is building for Rocky Juarez, the challenger. Well, what do you think, Dave?
That was a good round for Rocky Juarez. Might have got himself on the board in the judges' scorecards with that. And he's had success with a couple of big right hands. We showed you the one from round 2. And he was able to do it again in the last round, but he wasn't as far out when he threw the right hand in the last round. So he has an opportunity to get closer. We're going to get another look at it. See, this time he's in tight, and he gets more for his money on the inside. This is what he needs to do, get close. He slips the jab, gets inside, waits, launches, and scores. That would be the vintage scenario for Rocky Juarez the rest of the fight if he could get it.
That took some starch out of a little bit of the barbecue sauce out of Rene Alvarado with that right hand. And let's see if The Rock can create more offense with his right hand, which is going to set up his left hook.
A lot of things will set up other things, and for him, the right hand is a money shot. He's got to get inside first, and the body shots for Juarez will pay off if he can slow his man down. And for Alvarado, he needs to get back to what's been working for him on the outside, double jab.
Double jab, stay on the outside, use a reach advantage. Alvarado has also done good work trapping Juarez on the ropes, as he has right now. Rocky stepping away, now turning the table, but again, Juarez fights out of these predicaments.
Juarez needs to be getting under the jab, ducking the head, doing the work to get inside. Alvarado can otherwise be on the outside and score with the jabs like he's doing. And what's really nice about watching this exchange, they're both getting a little bit of money right here. Alvarado shows you some moments where he's in his zone, and Juarez comes back and he's in his zone.
Left hand by the challenger, Rocky Juarez, red, white, and blue. The man in black and white is the champion, Rene Alvarado. His first fight in the United States, wants it to be successful.
Alvarado is fighting Juarez's fight here in tight, volunteering to do so.
Alvarado pretty much told us what his game plan was yesterday, and we're seeing it unfold before our very eyes here, Dave, tonight.
Yeah, he said he had to fight at a distance, and that's what he wanted to do. And yet, it's very hard for guys to do that consistently without changing over the course of 12 rounds. As nice as it sounds and as much as their trainers want them to, it's impossible in a fight when your opponent lands something on you to just stay outside. And right now, Juarez doing a little bit of mugging, and Alvarado has to fight with him.
Folks, down in Bayamon, Puerto Rico, Thursday night, June 19th. Huge night there. Aurora against Saudi Arabia. Bayamon, Puerto Rico. Dave will get a tan.
They love their boxing down there. They sell out that place for many of their fights. We've had a lot of fun down there.
Rocky trying to make things not so enjoyable for Alvarado, who's claiming he got hit low.
Juarez thinks Alvarado milked it. Nonetheless, even though he got called for it a little bit, that was an excellent idea for Juarez. That's a couple inches higher, and that's a real good punch. We'll look for him to go back to that.
Do you get the feeling, Dave, that Alvarado is starting to labor just a little bit?
He is starting to labor, and Juarez is coming at him, and yet Alvarado still catches him sometimes coming in.
Alvarado, again, a lot of things to consider, folks. You think about the kid he's only, his last fight he won his title. He's 25 years old. He's fighting in America for the first time in his life in an army base full of American soldiers. It's an interesting environment for a young kid.
If he can get through this, what a gut check it would be for him. And he's done very well, but you know, Juarez is going to press him now on the inside, and what we thought was going to be a fun fight coming in is going to become even more so.
Let's see if we can smell what the Rock is cooking in this round. I just had a feeling that Rocky Juarez was building some momentum and was beginning to turn this thing around a little bit. Round 7 of a scheduled 12.
What Juarez has to do is pull back, take something from the experience of all those big fights he's had, and try to ruin the composure of this kid who has the ranking right now and was in control throughout much of the early part of the fight. Got to make it uncomfortable for Alvarado. And Alvarado wants to regain the outside work that paid off for him.
I think Alvarado's got to regain his rhythm. He had great rhythm going, staying on the outside and using his left hand, just as we're seeing right there, and then getting inside and doing some damage. And we're seeing damage by Alvarado.
He started it on the outside, which is his office. He did well with that, and then he was able to leap into his second part. What we look for, guys, is to see if the attrition bothers them. If there are body shots by Juarez, then Alvarado won't be able to settle in.
Both Alvarado's eyes showing a little worse being a little worse for wear, and Rocky's left eye is beginning to swell. So these jabs, these shots, beginning to take their toll here in round 7.
And we saw that as a problem for Juarez as early as round 3, and he managed to avoid getting nailed there too much over the next rounds.
Left hook. From H-Town came a Rocky Juarez and that left hook. The veteran, 34 years old, pressing the issue now. Has Juarez, the crowd now getting behind Rocky Juarez. They're just looking for a reason to get behind the Rock here.
And this is the first time in a sustained effort that we're seeing him taking the pace of the fight to Alvarado, trying to get off first. But he pays for it.
Yeah, that left hand.
Straight back.
The left hand got through. Rocky is at least reversed and trying to change roles with Alvarado. This is a close round to score, I can promise you. A lot of boxing left. Nearing the end of round 7 of this 12-rounder. Ladies and gentlemen, Jessica Rosales has a special guest for us.
Yeah, I am here with Staff Sergeant Robbie Sheets. Now, we've got some special people in these first 2 rows. Tell me about them.
Yes, ma'am, we're all from the 849th MAC out of Litchfield, Minnesota. We just returned from a 9-month deployment.
And they just got back 3 days ago now. While you guys were overseas, you had a boxing club. Tell us about that.
Yeah, a lot of the guys were interested in boxing, some of them very new to the sport. When we ended up landing here at Fort Bliss, the Sergeant Major had explained to us that you had some extra tickets, and my guys were ecstatic. They're really glad to find out they could witness a real boxing match, especially with some very well-known and profound professionals in the sport. So we're all really glad to be here.
Well, that's a very nice welcome home gift. What have the boxing aficionados thought about the fights tonight?
They've been ecstatic. As you can see right now, they're really excited.
And anybody that you want to say hi to at home?
Well, I'd like to give a shout out to the St. Cloud Downtown Boxing Club. Get some athletic compound.
All right, guys, back to you.
They should get over their shyness.
Yeah. Well, what great guys. Thank God they're home. Whoa! Rocky with the left hand. Rocky found a home for his left on Alvarez's face.
He is setting things up now. He's in that rhythm, trying to load up for the big shots, the hook at the beginning of the round. And we're seeing Juarez subtly shifting, moving forward, and trying to take the play away.
Alvarez, a 14-year pro, knows all the tricks of the trade. I've heard this chant before somewhere. Kind of like it.
And he does too, because Juarez has found a groove. He's moving, he's getting back into position, and there's that hook he is setting up from the outside.
Oh, another hook, another left hook, and then a right. So Juarez is, I still think he's gaining some momentum. That experience is coming into play against a 25-year-old champion who's trying to figure this out. The champion looks to be a little bit gassed, Dave.
Well, these body shots by Juarez have been effective, and he's trying to put this guy in a position he's never been in before. After being on the outside and dominating, now he has to deal with a tough veteran who has his own ultimatum to answer to.
And finally, this crowd, again, is getting really into this fight. And maybe getting into the head of the 25-year-old kid from Nicaragua. A stiff uppercut by Juarez, fighting on the inside. I think he's moved from the front porch into the living room.
He's done quite a job over the last couple rounds, and now Juarez has improved his defense on the way in too. He has seen the whole picture, landing, avoiding, getting off first, getting in position, and he is fighting with the urgency of someone who knows what's at stake and that this is his time.
Rocky Alvarez from Houston, lifelong resident of Houston. It says on his birth certificate, his name is Rocky. He was born to be a fighter. But he also said very clearly to us, if I don't win this fight, I'm done.
And we have seen in the second half of the fight a sense come over him that he is well aware of that, and he is summoning one more drive here.
Straight left hand, followed by a right. Juarez imposing his experienced will on the 25-year-old. Heating up here. And Fort Sill. It seems like when that Rocky chant started, Rocky's pace quickened. His sense of urgency was very visible.
Okay, we've seen it in his fights. Get to that in his veteran status.
He's you, but you gotta keep on. He's you, but you gotta keep on throwing them punches like that. Stay on his ass. Stay on. I know you're tired, Rocky. Stay on his ass. You understand? Open up, water.
Yeah, tell me. Huh? Tell me when you need more.
When we've seen Juarez on his game, we see a lot of this. The right hand on the inside, the left hook, and he avoids the shot as well. Remember before, bob, weave, and leave. That's what he's doing. Get inside, avoid the shot, and then score. Yeah, we noticed he covers up there and didn't get hit with those shots by Alvarado.
Permitido, está herido.
No puede estar así.
Something's up here.
What about the cup? Si eso está bien, just keep. It's ripped. Fix it. Fix it.
More equipment problems with the trunks of Alvarado. And, you know,
Dave, could this be a ploy?
it could be about buying time because they haven't had that problem before. With the trunks coming down, it does happen. Remember now, after 2 incidents with the tape on the gloves and a guy that's been tired. So this is when you have the thought of it. If you think it's deliberate, you could penalize him. You don't see it called very often, so they go on. But he just bought himself about another 45 seconds.
Round 9, just getting underway of a 12-rounder. The champion bought himself, as Dave mentioned, a little bit of valuable time there. Let's see if we can get a little more bounce in his step and get that left jab working again and cease the momentum being built by the challenger.
Now, in that last round, Juarez doubling the efficiency with the punches landed and showing some good defense. I was talking about how he got inside and slipped punches. Look at that, 15 for 76. That's good work by Juarez on the inside.
Will this be the final 3 rounds of Rocky Juarez's career? Or will he leave Fort Bliss, Texas, in front of these soldiers, these brave men and women, as a winner and stay relevant?
Well,
his goal to become champion.
He's got momentum right now, and his the thing is to take this momentum across the finish line. And this is what's valuable for Juarez. He's been in so many situations like this and knows how to fight in these conditions.
We're talking about these wars that Rocky was in with all these Hall of Famers. They're 12-rounders. He's gone 12 with the best in the business.
Yes, indeed. Marquez, Soto, Chris John, and he's come up short on the decision end in some of them. But now a level down from that, he's easy to settle into his zone, and he's getting to Alvarado.
Alvarado trying to fight off the ropes. Could a young kid like Alvarado at 25 now be distracted by his tights? Because they are sagging on him.
Yeah, he could be. He's had the problems with the tape as well. Yeah, they're slipping down. You have to be aware of it. You don't want that to be a problem. And look, they're just not on it properly again. They should probably tape it or something. Do something back there to prevent that from getting worse.
You notice Alvarado putting his hands on his tights just instinctively, and you obviously don't want to lower your hands against Juarez.
Protect yourself at all times. Let the trunks wait.
Rocky applying the pressure. It's like full court offense. Rocky's corner very succinct in telling The Rock that we know you're tired. We know you're tired, but keep the pressure on. Keep punching it. Keep going. And that's what we're seeing here from Juarez.
And he's getting results.
Alvarado's gloves still may be an issue. I'm still not sold that the tights are going to stay up.
It's
amazing that they're fixing the glove. I'm not sure if they're fixing this problem or exasperating it.
It could be that they're just not great mechanics under pressure.
That's an objective way of looking at it.
I mean, you always want to talk about the possibility of a ploy, but we saw them trying to fix it there, and under the pressure, they didn't do it. Now you've got that one. Now, we're going to go visit again Juarez's offense. Take a look here. Fakes with the left, the big right hand. One huge factor in this surge by Juarez has been the improved defense on the inside. enabling him to get to that next level of attack.
So we're beginning round 10 of what is scheduled to be 12 here in Fort Bliss, Texas, home of old Ironside. In the shadow of El Paso, Texas. We are live here tonight. And man, this one is going to be tough for the judges. They're going to earn their money tonight.
And you had Alvarado starting out quickly, and Juarez looking a little upset after round 3. He couldn't get to Alvarado, but little by little, he stayed with the game plan, and it finally paid off for him. And now Juarez is a different fighter. He smells victory, and he thinks that his experience can do it here.
Crowd again chanting for the favorite, the native Texan, who again has never lost in his home state. 2000 silver medalist in the Olympics. Always been a proud American on this proudest of days, Memorial Day.
One thing that's nice about how Juarez has come on is the way this fight started. Remember the ultimatum he gave himself: if I don't win, I'm retiring. And the way the fight began, it was all Alvarado. And he could have thought to himself, here we go again, and gotten discouraged, but he reached back and found something.
He found the pride. Rocky said this match was not about the money. It was about becoming relevant again to get back in a world championship hunt.
And he would do that with a victory. He'd put himself back in the rankings. And now look at the defense on the inside. The gloves close to the head. He gets low. He's avoiding shots. Then he lands, and he's not getting hit right away. So slowly but surely, Juarez is doing a nice job on the inside.
Yeah, very good point, Dave. Very good point. We've seen the improved defense of Rocky Juarez. His fight is going on, and Juarez, he had one loaded. He got the left hand, and another right hand. Alvarez in trouble. A sharp left right to the nose. Alvarez fighting desperately to regain some momentum. Juarez scoring again with 2 lefts and another. Ladies and gentlemen, Jessica Rosales has yet another special guest.
Now, standing ringside with me right now, we have Staff Sergeant Heather Krulotz. Heather, who are you here with tonight?
The 829th Engineer Company out of Wisconsin.
You guys are getting ready to deploy, but how do you explain the atmosphere here tonight? It is definitely loud. Yes,
it's very loud and crazy. Fights have been great. I think our favorite tonight so far has been Ryan Cowboy Carl. So.
Right, and I know you have family at home watching this tonight. What do you want to say to them?
I hope you guys are doing great. Hi, Kathy. Ryan, if you're watching, hi. Hope you're having fun.
All right, thanks so much for the time, guys. We're going to send it back to you.
All right, so you take a look at the crowd enjoying themselves, and Rocky Juarez is enjoying himself right now. Nice right hand over the top, getting inside first. Even the right hand at a distance. Now, when he missed it, he still stayed in position and landed the second shot. Then the big left hook from the outside. Alvarado has no answer.
I think that Juarez is stealing this fight from Alvarado, who I got excited to call Alvarez. That's my fault. But I'm known to get a little bit excited, and I'm excited about this main event, and you should be too. We're in round 11 of 12.
Alvarado has found that not only has Juarez stolen the fight, he is showing it to him. Like, I've got this now. You have to come take it back from me. At least that's how it would appear watching it. Of course, you don't know how it's being scored, but even the numbers are indicating that Juarez has really settled into his groove.
Juarez, great defense, blocking those punches very proficiently, waiting for his spot. And Alvarado would be well served to use that jab all he could for the next 2 rounds.
Yeah, and double it up and stay on the outside. And the thing is now, when you get a little bit tired from the body shots, now it's harder to stay outside and bounce and land 2 shots and move, because the body shots from Juarez have taken some of that movement out of Alvarado.
I don't know if Juarez got some something in his eyes blinking quite noticeably just moments ago. And maybe that left jab has something to do with that.
Should Juarez go on and capture this, I think a big turning point in this fight was that he did not panic when it was all Alvarado early. He stayed with his plan and just did it better.
Nice left and then a right hand by Rene Alvarado. Alvarado's having his best round in the last several. Good round for Alvarado, the champion. And the left hand sobered Alvarado sternly. And look at the gloves and the tape could become an issue. The right to glove. See that tape swinging.
You'll have to take a delay here pretty soon. They're trying to let it go to the end, but you got 40 seconds to go, and that tape is prominent. You don't want to get hit with something flying like that and get distracted by the tape and get hit with a shot. Steve Smoger will do it himself. Oh, he wanted to try to take it off himself and not have a delay, but it was too big a problem. He tried to be subtle about it, which would have been good, but it just couldn't work out. There was too much tape.
It was a nice move by Smoger, a veteran referee. Done it all, seen it all, officiated it all.
And he waited until he absolutely would not affect the fight because nobody was near Alvarado.
Used his discretion to the best of his ability as the fight resumes under 20 seconds now in the next to the last round. Nice body shot by Juarez. But let's not certainly count Alvarado, the champion, out. Continues to fight back. He's had a good round, has Alvarado. I'm pleased that we have such a veteran referee.
Yes, that was nice there not to let the delay happen. Tried to do it. At some point, you know, with Alvarado's skill set, you knew he would find himself again, and he did. Nice right hand there, and then kept the balance and scored with jab. But Juarez came back, and these are big punches. The left hook and the right hand, there's a lot on them, and he's doing it by getting inside first.
This is it. Less than final round. We can't afford to lose this one. You understand?
Rocky's corner giving him an additional sense of urgency. We can't afford to lose this round.
That's right, because
the 12th and final round.
The last and deciding round. Last and deciding round as they touch him up. And one could speculate quite easily that the winner of this round is going to be the winner of the fight.
And they both have to attack it that way because in Juarez's corner, they said, hey, look, you have to have this round. And we can see at least 4 rounds that Alvarado won. Now, if one of them that we had Juarez winning goes to Alvarado, now you've got your draw. So no margin for error.
Can the veteran from Houston, Texas win this round and perhaps win this fight? Postpone his retirement? Or can the 25-year-old making his first fight in the United States come away with a very impressive, hard-fought victory?
And it's all out there for both of these guys right now, and the pressure is on Juarez.
Good right uppercut by Alvarado. In tight, in close. Imposing his will on Rocky. Continues to press the issue. And a right hand caught Alvarado coming in.
Seen a number of veteran fighters. I remember Vinny Paz saying that his next fight would be his last, but he was looking for win number 50. And he reached down and found something in that fight, and he made it a tough fight too. And Juarez has reached down and found something in this one. And Alvarado has been there for him and made this a great fight.
Amazing story we're following here, ladies and gentlemen, because could this be yet another heartbreaker for Rocky Juarez as his 5 championship fights will, Dave?
Yeah, some of them he was right there to win, especially the first Pereira fight. And you also say to yourself that he's learned from those fights how to come on a little bit. He's due to get a call in a fight like this. And he has to give himself the chance to get the call.
At 45 seconds, The Rock needs a flurry. He needs a flurry to build the momentum, to score as much as he can, to put this thing either out of reach or closer. Alvarado is fighting with a great sense of urgency. He had a good 11th round. Oh, what a right hand! A right hand by Rocky Juarez. I don't know how Alvarado stayed upright, but he did.
He just showed you what kind of good condition he has because he took a very good shot.
Alvarado is literally $2 steak tough. As we're inside 10 seconds. They're exchanging. This crowd on their feet, and rightfully so, as we just seen a hell of a fight. We will have our decision, and a big decision is coming up next.
Mixed martial.
Well, we are back, ladies. Thanks, guys. This is a stem winder, Dave, and there's only one way to find out. I got to tell you this, though. Tonight's Comedy Box Stats are brought to you by ThrowdownFantasy.com. Draft fighters, track stats, and win.
Oh, you take a look at the numbers. How close can you get with the punches landed? With those numbers, you would say Alvarado won, but Juarez had the harder punches. That could be the case for giving it to him.
Well, I can't stand the drama. Let's go to Joe Martinez, see who won this slobber knocker.
I knew you'd get one of them in.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards. And here are the totals. Judge Raul Valencia scores at 117-111. Judges Jesse Reyes and Miguel Acuna, 116-112. All three for your winner by unanimous decision. And new WBC Silver Featherweight Champion, Rocky Juarez.
Finally, the heartbreak ends, Dave, for Rocky Juarez. The 34-year-old has found new life in the game of the sweet science.
116-112 is how I had it, and those big punches, the intensity and the power made the difference for him. He got credit for them. Take a look through the night as Juarez will now have a belt, and now he is the silver champion. He will be on the radar for a championship fight, and by far the most important victory in his career, because not only does it keep him going, he is relevant again. And he did it in workmanlike fashion tonight. I mean, he had to wait a little bit because the tape had to be put inside. And then in the second round, big shots by Juarez right here. Alvarado on the outside was doing a tremendous amount. And then Juarez on the inside, sneaking, getting inside the jab, the improved defense, and he kept on hammering the big shots home. I think that made the big difference in this fight. And for the whole second half of the fight, it was Juarez attacking, avoiding the jab, and doing his best work. Alvarado would have a moment now and then, but they were only occasional as Juarez landed big shot after big shot on the inside. Vintage Rocky Juarez, as he was able to slip the jab, do his work. He bobbed, he weaved, and then he got out of town. Excellent performance by Juarez, and then as the fight wore down to the championship rounds, he might have been tired, but he smelled victory, and Rocky Juarez is able to win this one, really, Jim, going away, despite a good round by Alvarado in the 11th. So he keeps it going and then gets the victory with the jab and the left hook right hand.
Ladies and gentlemen, from our Fox studios in Los Angeles.
Fight new Tire Shine once.